to one of my clients, and right now very often it's very often procurement. And I might be sitting with the procurement director in some organization, and he might has just been acting a bit rude to a supplier. You know, I'm not saying that procurement are always doing that, but sometimes anyway, suppliers find that procurement people are a bit rude. And when the meeting's done, sometimes I'm asking my client this question: how would you feel if the supplier had been saying to you what you just said to the supplier? And very often I get the response, well, he would be a dude, and I wouldn't really appreciate that, and he would be very rude if he said that. And then I break for a minute, and then I said, well, how do you think he feels when you just delivered that sentence to him? And then very often I get the answer, but that's different. But why is it different then? He's a human being, you are a human being. And before we get this all too emotional, do you know what? There's money in actually acting in a nice way. And getting back to what I said earlier, there's a lot of profit in creating trust as well. Right, a short introduction, and I'm not going to spend too much time on that. My typical background, where did I get into negotiation? Well, first and foremost, I got a kid. How many of you got kids? Could you raise your hand? Okay, you can all leave. Thank you for coming. I don't think I can teach you anything. Have you ever thought about how much kids are negotiating? You know, from the minute more or less they're born until you throw them out at some point, you know, they just negotiate. I got a daughter, she's 17 now, she's actually still a teenager, and I never spend 5 minutes teaching her negotiation because it just comes automatically. But I've actually picked up a lot of negotiation being a dad. But before I actually moved into the whole consultancy industry and author stuff and things like that, I'm originally from the IT business. I spent 17 years in that line of industry. I ended my career being Chief Executive Officer of a public company in Stockholm. I was in that position for 4 years. And the reason I ended up in negotiation was suddenly one day I discovered that I was a horrible bad negotiator. I actually felt and thought I was pretty good at it because I've been doing thousands of negotiation. But one day I was sitting in my office thinking, hey, this is not going as well as I would like it to. I could actually improve in lots and lots of areas. And I met somebody who was really good at it, and they started to train me. And I suddenly discovered that even though I felt I was good at it, I wasn't. And then I started to think about, hey, is this actually a research area? Is this actually an area where lots and lots of people feel automatically they're pretty good, but basically they're not? Sometimes I meet clients who come to me and said, you know what? I don't think you can teach me anything. I got 23 years of experience in negotiation, so I know everything there is to know about negotiation. And you know, they might be right. But very often I find what they got is 1 year of experience. They have multiplied 23 times. So they call that 23 years of experience. It's not. They've just